What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dole back again with the previous show. Forest, yes, we're back on the travels. This time we're against Wolves, and this could be possibly the last game for Steve Cooper. Hope it's not. People in the chat, what is your score prediction for tomorrow's game? I've done a poll. As you know, Forest, Wolves, or a draw. If you're new to the channel, please do hit like button, subscribe if you know, and please get your score predictions in. Well, I've got a special guest. Is it Gully from Molyneux? Was it Molyneux?
Yeah, I'm with the Wolves fan cast, but that's my personal.
Okay, is that your Twitter? Is that your Twitter account?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so please, as well, people, make sure everyone subscribe to Wolves fan cast as well. Please, the link is in the title as well, so please go and follow him. Right, Gully, let's talk about Forest and Wolves, like two clubs. I'll say two mid-table teams, but you might have a different opinion to me. But let's start. As a Wolves fan, how do you feel about Wolves' season so far?
Yeah, I think it's been more positive than we expected. Obviously, we had a bit of a rough start to the season with our manager leaving so close to the start, 4 days prior to us playing Man United. No signings coming in, a lot of kind of clouds hanging over the club. But given the kind of feeling around it, especially when Gary O'Neill was appointed, not too many fans were too excited by that. But he's really kind of shown himself to be quite a competent guy, and we're looking forward to games, I think, at the moment, especially considering that we've probably picked up points where we didn't expect to, and we've had a really tough start to the season. The first 6 home games were all teams from the top 8 from last season, so we're looking forward to a run. We play Burnley obviously on Tuesday. With all due respect, playing you guys are probably a good time to play you as well.
Yeah, you are. You really are.
Yeah, so we're quite confident, I think, going into this one.
You talk about Gary O'Neill. Like I said, was you surprised that you got him? Like, he's not I don't want to be disrespectful towards him. He's not a high-profile manager, but was you surprised that you got him?
It was an interesting situation. Obviously, you're not going to get the pick of the bunch when you're 4 days before the start of the season, right? We had kind of been left in the lurch. And interestingly enough, I guess he kind of picked up a team in a similar situation last year with Bournemouth, where early doors Parker left, and he had to kind of pick up the pieces. And he kind of did that in the same way. Obviously, we hadn't started in terms of games played this season, but I can't say I was overly excited by it. I wasn't sure. I think the bottom line is he's had one season as a Premier League manager. You can't form too much of an opinion on him off the back of that. And let's be honest, nobody expected Bournemouth to stay up last season, and they did. So you have to take your hat off. I think he's shown a little bit more about what he's about this season, and plenty more to come for sure.
As you know, like I said, you've got Gary O'Neill. What players have you been impressed with so far? Like I said, is it 5 wins on the trot at home? You've won? Is it?
I think we're 5 unbeaten at home.
5 unbeaten at home, yeah. So
so that obviously.
What's that? Like I said, you've done not too bad, have you?
No, it's not been bad. We play a bit of an interesting kind of hybrid shape, sometimes in a back 4, sometimes in a back 5. And really, he's pretty consistent with his lineup at the moment. That's what I think has actually probably benefited us as well, for sure. Obviously, Pedro Neto has been the star man in terms of getting the headlines, but has been out injured for a while now. Hwang Ki-chan, reliable goal scorer, the kind of player we've missed. Despite him being at the club for the last couple of seasons, we've missed for 3 years now, probably. And Mateus Cunha kind of knitting it all together up top as well. He's been brilliant. The one player I think is touch and go for tomorrow, who missed for the last couple of games, I'd say, is Ryan Aït-Nouri, who kind of makes this hybrid shape really work. Plays as a bit of a wing back when we have the ball, more of a left midfielder kind of when we don't have it. And he's just a brilliant talent. I can't see him. A lot of people expecting Neto to go at the end of the season. I actually think there's going to be a lot of teams coming in for him at the end of the season as well, and we'll get some pretty money for that as well.
Like I said, you're on good form. What's the weakness that Forest can go for? Because we're not being great, but surely there's a player that Forest can target.
It's a bit of a strange one because while we've played well, we have there's only been, I think, two games, sorry, where we've kept clean sheets this season for a start. So there's obvious deficiencies within the back line. We tend to concede the first goal quite often as well.
Yeah.
We start a bit slowly. So if you're a team that likes to get on the front foot early doors, I think about back to the Fulham game last week on the Monday night. We went down, which was really disappointing. We come from behind on a few situations, which is good. But at the same time, I think we're a bit vulnerable kind of the first 15 minutes of the game. So that's probably one area I'd like us to fix up on.
There's, like I said, as you know, and you will know more than anyone else, Steve Cooper's, like I said, he's in trouble if we lose the game, that possibly gets sacked. We've been linked with your old manager, Locatelli. If he does get sacked, and if he does come to Forest, will it be good? Because his name's been branded a lot. So, do you think he'd be a good fit for Forest? If Forest fans, let me say something. I don't want Steve Cooper sacked before you do go crazy. I don't want him sacked, as everyone knows. But I'm just saying, Gully, what's he like if he does come to Forest?
Yeah, you've got to have the conversation, haven't you? Because at the end of the day, if things happen tomorrow, it's probably not to do with, from what I understand anyway, fans' feelings towards Cooper. Right, he's been a godsend for you guys since he walked through the door. So, but obviously your chairman is pretty ruthless at the best of times.
As you know.
Yeah, it's. I'm not Lopetegui's biggest fan. I think a lot of it is tainted by the fact that he left us in the lurch this season. I didn't think he was a brilliant. He got the job done last year, and he got the job done by distance, which is fair enough. You can't knock the guy for that. Personally, I don't think his football was particularly entertaining.
Was it one of them?
No, not at all. Not at all.
What formation does he play like?
We tended to play like a bit as a bit of a 4-4-2 kind of. And look, this is obviously dictated by who we had within the squad at that time. And I wouldn't take the way we set up as a way for you guys going forward. But he obviously saw that home form and clean sheets was going to be the key to it. And if you look at our home record, it was unbelievable. Clean sheet after clean sheet, lots of 1-0 wins. And he made sure that was kind of what set the foundation for us getting out of trouble. On the flip side of that, we lost 6-0 to Brighton. We lost 5-0 to Arsenal. We also conceded 4 to Leeds at home. There was some really kind of proper each end of the spectrum kind of performances, and that's what I didn't like about it. I think it was the fact that we could be really solid one week, and then we go away from home, especially, and the players look like they wouldn't know what they hadn't played with each other at all. And I feel like that kind of tarnishes his job as well for me. He's not all he's cracked up to be, is what I'd say.
What's your owners like? Like I said, as you know, Mr. Marinakis is a bit. He's pumping so much money for Forest, but what's your owners been like? Because I know there's a patch that was it 2 seasons ago. Like there's a bit of it. He's not spending much money. What's your owners like to like our owners?
Yeah, it's like this summer was probably the one where we ended up obviously letting go of a lot of players like Núñez, Neves, all on their way. Jimenez, Adama Traore went, Matinho went. Proper like hardcore
big players
you associated with the best Wolves team of the recent years.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a likelihood of much coming in based on FFP stuff from what you read. But I'm not an expert on that kind of thing, so you kind of just got to take it as it is. The argument the club had was that we've seen now that Everton have been punished for going overboard. We were on the kind of borderline, so they didn't want to push the boat out and then get done like Everton have done, which is obviously the 10-point deduction. And they've kind of been proven right in that respect in terms of not spending money. Prior to that, obviously got us out of the Championship by spending big, all to do with kind of George Mendes, his links, being able to help us out getting players like Neves, Jota.
Is he still there at Wolves, Mendes?
In theory, I think the club have said that they will still work with him. I think there's a concerted effort behind the scenes to kind of move all of his players out. we've only got now, we've got probably 3 or 4 left. I think we've got Neto, we've got Jose Sarr, Fabio Silva as well, who isn't getting any game time at all at the moment. So it's slowly kind of reducing, because I think it got to the point where he wasn't benefiting the club in the last kind of 18 months. You know, the well had run dry a little bit in terms of real talent. And I think a lot of clubs have suffered with him over the years. You look at clubs like Valencia, who are kind of in the doldrums a little bit. You know, they really went down the Mendes route. And, you know, you've got to be careful what you wish for. And I think we're going down a bit more of a looking for hidden gems, you know, players who've got low price to buy, but high potential for a big sale, that kind of thing now, which I'm, for one, am really pleased about, to be honest.
People can do a massive favor. Please do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you can, and make sure everyone subscribe to Wolves Fancast as well. It's in the title. We can talk about Forest. Like I said, it's not been great, as you know, as a Forest fan, Cully. But what are you worried about? Any Forest player, 1 or 2 players?
I don't know. It's an interesting question. Yeah. I think the football fan in me is always negative, you know, in terms of.
Is it? Oh, really?
It's just you know what it's like. You always feel like a team that needs a win comes to your place, and you think your team's more likely to give it to them, don't you? I feel like every football fan's probably like that. You know, it's like if a striker has gone on a goal drought, they turn up to your place and they'll score. It's just one of them things. What I will say is that, you know, I mean, we played Fulham recently. I didn't think they had much about them. So to go and concede 5 to them is quite alarming. It makes you wonder kind of if the players are playing for the manager or not.
It is. I think it is personally, but people in the chat might think different. People in the chat, what do you think? Do you think the players are not playing for Cooper or not, or do you want them sat? Get there now. Sorry, go ahead, carry on.
Yeah, it's just like I say, it's not a team you expect to score 5. So something's fundamentally wrong with the team defensively, right? But yeah, I've watched. Obviously, you guys come up. You've not been in the Premier League for such a long time now, and the transfer policy has just seemed like totally crazy to me. I just think, you know, the epitome of it being that I think Lewis O'Brien signed last summer, and you couldn't even register him at the end of the window, could you? Because you'd signed so many players, so he couldn't actually play for the club last year. And my mind was blown that, you know, a summer signing then couldn't actually play for the club because you'd ended up doing so much more business, which is just mental to me. But yeah, I feel for Cooper because you end up with such a stockpile of players.
Would you take him? Would you take him? Would you take people? What would you take him? Steve Cooper.
Steve Cooper. I think not right now because I'm quite comfortable with the manager we've got. I think the type of manager that he is clearly a coach who works with younger players, develops them. I don't think he necessarily wants to get too involved in the transfer side of business because he's a training ground guy, really. He wants to get the players and improve them. I like that fundamentally as the way. That's what I want from my manager, I think, because I think some managers can get a little bit caught up. And Lopetegui was one. He left the club because he wanted signings through the door. Clearly, there wasn't money to do that. And the job from his perspective was, okay, work with what we got and improve them. You know, do your work on the training ground and improve those players. He went up for it. Gary O'Neill's come in and done that now. And I think someone like Steve Cooper is of that. He's got that kind of mindset. He wouldn't necessarily mind what kind of group he's working with. You know, he took whatever. Where were you when he joined the club? He was a mid-table, lower end of the table of the Championship, right? And he took that group of players into the Premier League. So he's clearly got a lot of ability as a coach.
People, I said, if Cooper did get sacked tomorrow, do you think he'd be a good Wolves manager? And I don't know if you're talking, like, was it last season when we came to your place, we lost 1-0? There was talks, but who was your manager? Like, when you beat, who was your manager?
Caretaker manager. It was Steve Davis.
Because I think at that time Steve Cooper was again under pressure, and he was linked with Wolves.
Feels like he's never not been under pressure, to be honest.
All the time. It's like I think like with Wolves, like since Wolves been got promoted, it's like the same, isn't it? All managers are going to be under pressure because the question is, Gully, right? Like, I remember you was in the Championship for a long time, and then you got promoted. I remember Neves, top player, What's your momentum? Like I said, I remember using was it the UEFA Cup final, UEFA Cup final,
quarter final. We got
quarter final. For this season and what's your where do you expect Wolves to finish? What's your because like I said, if Gary Neal doesn't finish like mid-table or whatever, what's your opinion on
I think mid-table's fine. I think we'll be more than happy with that. I think he obviously is working under like kind of restrictions if he does want to bring anyone in at the moment, and we've got kind of a small squad, so if we do miss players, I know like the African Cup of Nations is coming up, so we might be missing one or two there, and the Asia Cup as well. And Hwang, I think, is going to end up going away with Korea, so we might miss players for a little bit of a spell. So, and the likelihood of us bringing too many players, it's not likely in January. So, mid-table this season, consolidate, more than happy with that. The likelihood of many teams, even in the situation you guys are in, I think it's unlikely you go down because of the kind of quality of the teams below us, right? So as long as we consolidate, get him in with a pre-season next year as well, because he's obviously not had the benefit of that this season. And I think you're looking at aiming for a top half finish next year.
People in the chat, I'm going to give Gully the score prediction for the Wolves and Nottingham Forest game. If you are new to our channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and make sure everyone subscribe to Wolves Fancast as well. It's in the title. Last but not least, Gully, like I said, I'm worried. People in the chat as well, are you worried about tomorrow's game? I think Gully knows. Are you confident? Because
we're looking forward to the game. Yeah, that's what I definitely say. I wouldn't expect us to go and absolutely hammer you, because we're not that kind of team yet. We're kind of safety first. We did it against Burnley. We were solid and we beat them 1-0. I'm not expecting anything more than a 2-0 win, and I do think we will win 2-0.
Yeah, so Gully thinks 2-0. People in the chat, what do you think? Before I get my score prediction, what do you think the score will be? If we play,
just before, are you expecting him to change the team much from what you saw on?
I'm expecting, yeah, we do, because we was awful. Yeah, we were shocking, and I just don't think the players are playing for Cooper. That's my opinion. Some people might say it's Cooper doing this, but if we the way Wolves are playing, I know you won 1 against Burnley, but the way Wolves are playing, they're actually beating them 5. If you lot do it, then I think it's going to be a tanking. But my head says 1-0 Forest. My heart says, sorry, Forest fans, I can't. I've got 4-0 Wolves.
Nah, we definitely won't score 4. I guarantee.
Yeah, that's me. But my head saying, people, I'm trying to be positive, and I'm.
Yeah, but he's probably going to be defensive, right? That's the first thing.
Listen, mate, I'll take a 0-0. I'll take a 0-0, and I'll be happy. Like even a 1-0. But the problem is for us, Forest fans, is where the goals are coming from. That's the problem, Gully. Where the goals come from, because as you know, Tyler Warney is out since May, and I don't want to throw Chris Paul under the bus or Tyler Derek Origi as well. But it's going to be really hard. But Forest fans, like I said, I am going tomorrow. Are you there tomorrow, Gully?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
You'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow, as people. So if you do want to get on the vlog, please do. Be honest about it. Like I said, I think it's my second time this is my second time because we went last year as well. But people, I don't want Cooper sacked. But it is what it is. It's a football game, and I just hope we win.
As long as Morgan Gibbs-White stays on the bench.
Wait. Before we do go, Gully, that's the other thing. I know the 2 players before we do go. Morgan Gibbs-White, when we brought him for 35 million, you lot did say he's a waste of money, blah blah blah. But what's your opinion on him so far?
I can't believe you spent that much money on him. Obviously,
really?
Obviously Cooper loves him though, doesn't he? Like he's like his little boy from when he was England the under-17s manager and everything. Right? I think he's not the kind of player who works. We're teams that tend to play on the counter attack, right?
Yeah.
He didn't work at Wolves because we're a counter-attacking team. I don't think he's going to work at Forest because he does loads of really interesting things, right, on the ball. He's talented, clearly. But he does everything, ends up doing everything so far from goal, it makes no difference. He's not a guy who's going to beat 2 or 3 players to get into the penalty area from 40 yards away. he needs to be around the penalty area, linking up with players and doing it all. You've seen some, you've seen a lot of stuff like do really well, but you can't pin your hopes on the guy, is what I'd say. And at 35 mil, you can't afford to waste that kind of money on a player.
I hope he scores past you tomorrow, 35 yard on 19th minute. I love that. From people in the comments, would you love a good Gibbs-White 19th minute? Especially the Wolves fans, I love that. But like I said, people, like I said, I still love Cooper. And I've seen the chat about it as well. Some love him, some hate him, but here's what it is, people. But Gully, I do appreciate you taking your time to come on my channel. And like some people, Gully, just talk about your channel before you can get people to subscribe.
Yeah, so obviously, Molyneux Music is my Twitter handle. I do kind of a lot of tactical analysis stuff on there, and then I do a show on YouTube as well. So look out for that kind of midweek, and then we'll obviously be doing our review episode Sunday. So look out for that.
Hopefully, tears from a Morgan Gibbs-White goal. So, but like I said, Gully, thank you. I do appreciate it for coming on. Like I said, make sure you go and subscribe to Gully. I'll be there tomorrow, people, as usual, with the usual lot. I'm just praying we can get a result and just keep Cooper in. Because eventually, let's keep it real, eventually he'll be gone. But I want him here. I don't care what people say. And yeah, but like I said, people, if you are rewatching this, in the comment section, what is your score predictions? And do you think it's time to see who to go or stay? Get in the comment section and I'll get your reply. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. The review show, I might do it Monday because I'm working Sunday night. Or I might do a show Saturday night. I might do. So you see how things plan out. So I might do a show Monday morning on reaction on whatever Steve Cooper happens. He might be gone, might be stay. So watch out for the show as well. Watch out for the after game after reaction on the game as well from Molyneux, and the vlog will be Sunday morning as well. So watch out for that as well, people. Right, people. Thank you very much. Can we win? Can we get a win against Wolves? I love it. More Gibbs-White, or even Willy Bolly. Forgot about Willy Bolly as well. That'd be fantastic, people. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching the show. Peace and love. Hopefully a big win for Forest tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Take care.